The year is 1409 of the Third Age, and the Witch King of Angmar has sent his forces to invade the great kingdom of Arnor. Standing to defend it is two great armies of the men of Arnor, standing their ground to defend their homeland. So, in today's battle replay, we're going to be covering the first battle of the invasion of Arnor. So this is a scenario series that has been done by me and Zethar. Say hi.
KSGG, KSGG.
Sorry, KSGG. Sorry, but formerly Zethro. Name changes. But this is actually a re-recording of my first episode, which did very well. But this is going to be better quality, hopefully, just better everything at this point. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go over army comps. Do you want to start off with evil, and then I can do good after that?
So yes, so everyone knows I played as the evil army that's on the hill, where I believe you played as the good army that
I was in the low grounds.
In the palace.
Yeah, I was fighting.
Yeah, in the palace. Yeah.
Yeah. So
but
today's battle is massive. We have 22,000 men on the field.
Impressively massive.
Yeah.
So for the evil faction, let's get hop straight into this. We have, of course, as you might expect, a crazy amount of Uruk throng. I mean, we're playing as evil. What do you want? We've also with a bunch of Orc pillagers and loads of Uruk archers. Our kind of elite units, as the evil factions were, our servants of the eye, Morgul Legion, and mountain trolls. I think it was the other army was pretty much the same.
Yeah, exact same army comp. Effectively, I remember you guys. He just had a lot more archers than you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because you had 6, and I think he had.
Archers.
Oh no, he also had 6.
Yeah.
Huh? I thought he had more than that. Oh well, same numbers.
What are you bringing?
So on the good faction, I'm bringing 6 units of the Bree Spearman. My ally, played by Gaper, he was not here because he doesn't do YouTube, also has 6 units of the Bree Spearman. Then I have a lot of units of the Chatwood Merchants. I'm not counting them all. So does Gaper. We both have pretty similar armies. I have 2 units of the Halberds. So the Bree Halberdiers are on my side. 2 of them. 3 units of the Gatekeeper Crossbows. I have 3 units of these Arnorian Swordmasters. In the back, I have 3 units of the Footmen of Arnor. And as a hidden reserve, I have 2 units, actually no, 1, 2, a lot of units of Cav, a really large amount of Cav. And then on accident, my general was all the way back here, which did cost me some breaking. On the Gaber side, very similar army comp, actually exact same army comp. But yeah, so he only has 2 archers, but I brought all gatekeepers instead of archers, which is a bit of an oversight, but it's fine. So do you just want to go ahead and hop into this?
Yeah. So before we actually, so if we hit play now,
yeah. Okay.
So to kind of describe what me and my ally were trying to do, obviously this being the first battle of the scenario, we obviously are attempting to push Arnor back. Obviously being represented by Eriador. So we wanted to push you guys back as quickly as possible to overwhelm you, even though the numbers are fairly close. We wanted to try and overwhelm you. We wanted to try and push you back as quickly and as hard as possible, and overwhelm you completely. Obviously, this is a big battle. I mean, it decides the rest of the scenario, really.
I mean, to an extent. At the end of this, you'll see it was a very, very close battle, but it really did take a toll on both sides.
Yeah. It did come out quite close. But obviously, I can see here you had a very defensive, like kind of L shape, with the support of the cliffside, which was huge. I know if I was playing against you, the first thing I would do is get all 6 of my archers up on that hill.
Oh, yeah,
because obviously they're going to be a lot more effective.
I mean, like, look. That's kind of what he's up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting 2 units up there.
To be honest, I would have sent all of my archers. But,
yeah, I don't know why, but eventually he pulls them down. at some point. You'll see that in a little bit. But I think the first
Yeah.
engagement is going to be on your side because you have your guard army because we have 4 units of Uruk Throng charging into Gaper's lines.
Yeah. So obviously the one problem with this was trying to get the entire, to attack the entire line at the same time. So obviously, you can kind of see it begins on the left and goes to the right, and some of them are running and not, which was just the controls being controls. But
Yeah.
obviously.
Oh,
Speed
and
up,
look,
'cause I'm gonna smash into the priest.
sorry to interrupt you, but look on my right side where I'm defending and the oversight that Gaper has, that Africano has when he charges right into 2 units of the Bree halberds.
Oh, please! I expect better from Africa.
Well, you remember
These
this because I remember.
halberdiers are amazing.
I mean, they're not amazing, but they're really good if you like have a good situation like this with spearmen and then halberds. Is great because then the halberds just get more
Yeah.
kills than is physically allowed. Like in this one, I'm pretty sure one of my halberds got over 1,000.
Yeah, like it's got to be said. What you've done very well is took 2 very mediocre units and made them good. Like you've took a rubbish unit and an okay unit and put them together, and it's a very strong positioning of you can't really do much damage to your halberdiers, and your halberdiers are just going to be able to shred through everything.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
an incredible job.
just as an explanation, this huge chunk to the left of our lines, like on the far side, we're not allowed to go through here because we said no flanking, because there's no way we're going to spread out 2 armies across all of this. But
Yes.
back over to the battlefield on the Gaper side, you can already see that the Uruk Throng, they're not really taking much damage, and they're dealing quite a surprising amount already. Chetwood merchants aren't really making their kills up, and then Bree Spearmen have none. Like the Throng, Eriador is a good faction, but in this battle, it's just they are not great because especially just they're much better on defense. They cannot do field battles because their infantry that is anything lower than the Arnorian Knights really does kind of suck. So these units right here are amazing. Literally everything else they have aren't that great. Hence why I'm sorry, you finished?
I was just gonna say, Eriador, to be honest, has got some amazing heavy shock and amazing heavy melee with some incredible ranged units. It's got amazing car, but when it comes to its cheaper units, it's not that good. And to be honest, I would say the only unit for its lower roster that's worth bringing is Bree Spearmen, because they hold for a long time for their money.
Well, actually,
they will not get many kills.
I would disagree with that because of the Woodsmen, which are... So here's something fun about this faction. We didn't know this at the time when we did this, but these Chetwood Merchant Bodyguards are pretty crap, and the unit that is better than them is the Woodsmen of Arnor, which are a skirmishing unit, a light skirmisher, and they do more damage and get more kills in melee. So later on, you'll just see that we just start using those instead of light infantry and medium infantry and stuff.
That is where my friend and I have to correct you. The Woodsmen are elites.
They're called elites?
They're not lower. But they are elite. They're not actually elite. They just are elite.
They should be.
Yeah,
they're fantastic.
They're incredible. Yeah.
I'm just looking at this calf blob I have in the woods, and I'm wondering how I managed to hide all of these things in this tiny patch of trees.
Yeah, obviously, when that comes into play, it becomes a huge part of this battle. It's all coming back to me now because it's been months since we did this battle.
I mean, yeah, we actually, for reference, we recorded this battle on the 9th of March. I posted my first video, I think the 10th. One moment.
Yeah. But continuing on, Chetwood Merchant Bodyguard here, breaking in on Gaper's lines here. Obviously, the Uruk Throng, I've got 2 stacks basically the whole way down. It's gonna do its damage. It's gonna they're earning their value. Cutting through the Merchwood Bodyguard lines. However, they have got some gatekeepers, some pretty impressive crossbows putting in the work as well. And coming back onto the side of Raven and Africano, he obviously has decided to put his spears in front of his bodyguard. So the axes aren't doing too much yet on his side, or they're just being introduced to the fight. But the axes, basically all the axes on
Gaper's
this side of the
just
battlefield are
mass
breaking.
routing.
Yeah, huge routes.
Chetwood merchants are just.
I would argue merchant bodyguard are good in their own right, but they are only good in situations where they are flanking or when they are reinforcing a strong unit.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
if you've got.
Look, on my side, I have my first of my Bree Bordermen leaving the woods, and they're coming out because I see that that you have unwisely pushed up 6 units of archers.
Yeah, but this is also where we agreed not to send units over this hill.
Oh no, we agreed not to go around the backs. I sent it around the back. No, the agreement wasn't over the hill, I don't think. I think the agreement was around the sides. We were able to reinforce each other, though. But you were crushing him, absolutely. Like, look how many... 63, 40, 60. Like, all his chat was broke. Like, look at how many of them broke and ran out.
Here the Uruk archers, though, are making their meta with this incredible charge from the Bree Borderman. Absolutely.
But look at how good these gatekeepers just took volleys from 6 units of archers and didn't lose a single man. That is a meme.
Unit. But this is where I didn't actually notice this, because I think at the time I was occupied and I was telling Africano, like, oh, don't, the halberds, which he ignored my comment. And then I actually realised, and I begin to run back all my archers to the safety of my infantry. But obviously you're not very forgiving, and you just ruined the back of the Uruk throng, who were winning the fight.
Yeah, so basically what happens here is just my men, even 3 units these low tier cav, do tons of damage. And like, just they start racking up kills pretty quick, because they're just charging these unarmed archers, like undefended archers, and they're just getting wrecked.
But here we have me trying to prevent this with more Uruk throng, as well as my 7th Eye running up and trying to do some damage. But you have broken a good 4 units of infantry and an archer at this point. And
at this point, you're a little bit ahead of me in the replay, which is fine. But I'm in. There we go. So.
What time are you at?
I am currently at 1743.
Oh God! Right.
The desynchronization.
Yeah. Tell me when you're at 1648.
Sounds good.
Give me a 10-second warning. But yeah, obviously, this battle. The one thing with this battle was the incredible plays. Like this was a big part of the battle and definitely helped to make it more even. With a lot of incredible plays.
Yeah, no, so if we pay attention to my side for a second here, since we're pretty close, you'll see that a ton of my units are just shattering and breaking with the introduction of these mountain trolls. Really destroying my lines. I'm at 1703, so I'm pretty close. But we are just getting wrecked here. My Arnorian Swordmasters are going to start charging in a couple seconds here. I'm at 55 now, so I'm probably just going to go back to normal speed. We'll be close enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play. Sorry about that desynchronization. This is our first time doing this, but now my Bree Bordermen are engaged with Servants of the Eye, and Zethro trying his best is pushing like the Servants of the Eye, but if you'll look, it's not enough because we have this huge amount of infantry that is able to push over and surround. My weak, like small cav force is done almost, but in comes the rest of my Bree Bordermen, along with 2 units of the Knights of the Arnorian Knights, which are possibly the best cavalry in like the game with the submod turned on. They absolutely,
honest,
they just destroy.
This in a replay, it's giving me PTSD of the actual battle. I can't lie.
Oh yeah, because I remember Zethro joined in and he was like, dude, that was terrifying. Also, look on my side, I made an idiot move. I charged in all my units on the left of this little flank, and so now he can just get around the back. I also left my footmen of Arnor. I was trying to run them out. They got caught up against mountain trolls, and although they're not as good, they're still going to do terrible amounts of damage to me. But
also,
now,
when you look at the other side, though, look at all the damage you've done to these infantry that fell to your halberdiers. That are at 400 kills and 500 kills. Those halberdiers have more than earned their value in this battle.
Oh yeah, actually I can't see my bodies right now because just an explanation in case you haven't heard on this channel, I have a really low-end computer, so I can't really have bodies on. But It's still enjoyable to watch these. I hope you guys do enjoy it. But over here, my Bree Bordermen are just causing more chaos. They charge into the back of more and more infantry. And now I'm actually keeping my Arnorian shot cav ready to actually assist in this like area back here near my army instead of pushing them through, because my army, as you can see, is really starting to feel the pressure. My halberds are getting.
See at this point, I've reacted and kind of been able to contain your incredible push. Like you went in, you did your damage, but now I think I've definitely been able to I was able to contain what you had done. And made it into a savable situation, to be honest. But you look at the rest of Gaper's lines, and it's not looking good for Gaper's. Like, Gaper's lines are thinning out everywhere, except for where you're helping him with Cav, which is not, what you want to be seeing at all.
Yeah, but also, Gaper does have a ton of reserves in the Footmen of Arnor and some of the Arnorian Swordmasters, which is very strange to me that he hasn't pushed them in yet. Now, Gaper is dedicating... But now, if you look here, Gaper's dedicating his own unit of Arnorian Knights to join the battlefield.
This is true, but when you look at the back, though, you've got
on my side, I'm charging in.
3 Morgul Legion and 2 Mountain Trolls that are being advanced up
that is very true.
So elites for elites. Arnorian Knights, though, doing work, I see, on your side.
Yeah, they're getting some good charges in.
Oh, a lot of Bree Bordermen and Arnorian Knights as well, pushing into this blob of Orruk Throng on the far left, or far right for you, Raven.
Far right for me. Oh, yeah, that is terrible. We got a ton of these Orruk Throng on my far right, trying to fight me.
200 plus Bree Bordermen charging into this Orruk Throng. It's definitely reminding me of the charge of the Rohirrim at Minas Tirith.
Which you guys will actually be seeing in hopefully a couple months.
Spoilers.
Spoilers? But yeah, here we have the Bree. Yeah. Let's go ahead and watch as the Bree, and I'm gonna go ahead and insert and look at this as the Bree Bordermen. Oh, I actually just oh, let me see the epic. There we go. As the Bree Bordermen charge in along with the Footmen of Arnor, with the Knights of Arnor, I mean, and just causing havoc in the lines of these orcs. I don't know why I tabbed, but oh my gosh, the cav shaking. There's just a ton of cav over here. And what's scary is if you look over here on my left side, like my army's left side, I'm being surrounded here. And I'm trying to stop it with my cav.
You're breaking. You are breaking their units. You're surrounded, but you are still breaking the orcs that are attacking you. And obviously they're now having to send up Morgul Legion to assist. Brave move, sending 2 Morgul Legion onto 1 stack. A very brave and unorthodox move, in my opinion. But.
Here, my brother just arrived home, so I actually have to meet for a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and do some shots while you commentate.
Yes, a very unorthodox move. To send in 2 Morgul Legion stacked up on top of each other. It seems like a bit of a waste, to be honest, in my opinion, because one of those units could be used elsewhere, but, it's acceptable. The Arnorian Knights, though, hiding in the trees, and some servants of the eye can actually clip into them. Far left of the battle, or Raven's far right, you've just kind of got this stack of Bree Bordermen, fighting just this mixture and this blob of stuff. It's a bit weird, to be honest. It's just a bit of a messy situation. But the Bree Bordermen are going to retreat out of that because they should not be in that long of a melee. However, more Morgul Legion, though, that is pushing into the Bree Halberdiers and some Bree Spearmen. Gatekeepers are fighting Orruk Throng. It's just a bit of a mess, a bit of an organised mess almost for Raven's side. But on my side, on the other side of the battle, I have broken through Gaper's lines. I am clearing up units, surrounding units. Units are blobbing up, but on the far right for me, far left at Raven, you can see I've actually just been completely demolished because of some of the cavern stuff, which is not good. So Orc Pillagers are going to go in and help try and sustain that situation. But you can see Morgul Legion just chilling at the back, and a bunch of Uruk Archers still in the trees, which I have not yet to use. To be honest, not using them because I don't want them to be noticed by the cav, but my Mountain Trolls are in combat against the Bree Halberdiers here, and it is a crazy situation. But Uruk Throng, though, continuing to push in against breaking merchant bodyguard, into gatekeepers, into whatever needs to be pushed into. Gaper sending up his footmen of Arnor and his sword masters wherever they are needed. Both of us now kind of having to use our elites with no real choice. My Witch King General even in combat against some Arnorian knights with the support of some Uruk Throng. Servants of the Eye running about. Just kind of stuff everywhere. On this side, though, however, there has been a major kind of break in this area here from Raven's army. Basically just 2 cav units of Bree Borderman defending against Servants of the Eye, Uruk Throng, Morgul Legion. Like, it's not a good situation where, his general even coming in, the Nazgul general, to take out some Arnorian knights. Very, very poor situation here. Not really helping too much. But the cav is still in play. The cav is still in play, and for as long as there's cav in play and some gatekeepers in play here, and some footmen of Arnor, there is more than enough here for this side to be pulled back from Raven. He's got the moves. He's got the move. Here, though, mountain trolls on my side being sent in. To be honest, getting low kills. I'm not a big fan of trolls. I don't use trolls that much. So I'm not really good with them. But sending them into these gatekeepers here to do some work. Orc pillagers breaking. Uruk Throng breaking. Yeah, this here though, there's a bunch of pillagers and Uruk Throng on 1 unit of swordmasters. To be honest, I should have pulled the pillagers out and surrounded and gone in for a charge. It would have been a lot more efficient. Morgul Legion though over here coming to help form a bit of a line against this now barren site. It's just my mountain trolls, to be honest, that are over here, and they're right to die to some halberdiers. Over here, though, a lot of men are bullying these gatekeepers. Dunedain Rangers trying to do some stuff. Footmen of Arnor coming down. It's this side. I would say, to be honest, when you look at the value of units and the numbers that are left, I am winning. When you look at this side, I would say it's still pretty even in anyone's game. Ravens or Africanos. So a lot of Africanos orcs here are just, they're in the fight. Archers are in the fight for some reason with ammo. It's a messy situation. At this point, it is very close. There are 2,000 allied men of Arnor against 3,600 orcs. It still can be flipped. It really could still be flipped here, as a good play or two from some cav or a good play or two from an elite Arnorian unit could end a battle very quickly. In the trees over on Raven's side, though, there is a big fight with cav from both sides, a general, the Nazgulian general, and Uruk Throng in the trees. Morgul Legion pushing the hell up to try and assist. It's a dying comrades. Here, though, the orcs have demolished the footmen of Arnor, and yeah, it's a questionable situation. With no reinforcements left apart from the Arnorian general, which is disappointing to say the least. But over here, I have just got Uruk Throng, pillagers, lines and lines of Morgul Legion ready. Archers finally coming out of the woodwork, doing what needs to be done.
So sorry about that, guys. That jump, guys. But I have needed to go say happy birthday to my mom because it is her birthday today. So sorry it's gone for that's a lot long. I'm gonna be taking some of Zethor's footage. If you're okay with that, Zethor, I'm gonna be taking that and putting it in the way.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Absolutely.
Because I have been really busy recently, and I see that we have a charge of Chetwood merchants into the Morgul Legion. Fucking ballsy move there.
What time are you on? What time are you on?
I'm on 6:38 because I've been going the whole time. 6:30 now.
Oh, I've got to pause and wait for you to catch up a little bit.
What are you on?
5:30.
Oh, have you been going in like double speed or something?
No, normal speed. I think it's just maybe because I've got a slightly better computer, it's going slightly quicker.
Maybe, who knows? But honestly, it's fine. You can just let it run. Because this is the end of the battle, then nothing really happens here. We have Arnorian Swordmasters engaged with the Mongol Legion, which is really weird. But
Yep.
I think, has my general been mobilized for you yet?
No.
Well, he's just chilling, I guess. In the woods, though, we have my
What
final...
time are you on? What time are you on? What time?
5:58, but in the woods, we have the final bit of my cav being run down by the Servants of the Eye. Really unfortunate loss there, but it is understandable. With the Footmen of Arnor fighting to survive here up against this just insane amount of orcs, but they are gone now. My entire army has now been crushed. I'm down to 5:30. What time? And my general's been mobilized now. And so
I'm at 5:50.
I'm right like 9 seconds behind you. It's fine. So as you can see over here, the battle is still definitely not decided as we are heavily outnumbered. Gaper's final units are just fighting to survive and trying to kill this Mongol Legion. I really don't know why he didn't just like walk behind them and attack, but to each his own. But it's right here where you'll see what I'm doing with my generals. So if you look closely, the Nazgul, which is leading this invasion, which is subbing in for the Witch King for temporarily, but I think there's another Witch King on the other side, but this Nazgul here, which is one of the Witch King's helpers.
I've got the Witch King.
I've got the Nazgul on my side, and it's sitting here, right? And at this point, Africano's paying no attention to this. He's over here just managing his troops, getting them over. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, very interesting idea. So my general, I'm like, you know what? This is my chance to try to help out my ally. So since the Nazgul was damaged, I send in my healthy and very nice looking Men of Arnor. And then I'm actually keep hitting the wrong button to zoom. Let's go and zoom in on that. And then we're about to go in for a little bit of a charge into the rear. And that was really anticlimactic as a charge, but it was a charge. And so now we have 4 kills in the Servants of the Eye, and we are just doing damage. And Gaper does not realize that at all. He just marches all of these units right past that could have easily defeated my general. And just walks them right on by.
Yeah, I was like here, obviously, you know, focusing to make sure my Mongol Legion are winning their fights. I've got my archers, which I definitely saved my archers till later on in the match to use, where there wasn't cav all over the place. But obviously, like, I kind of see my orc throng is wavering, and my Mongol Legion is wavering, and my archers are like depleted on ammo, open for the kill.
And this is right where we begin to see the chain route for you, I believe, because we have 2 units that just shattered.
Yeah.
So this is the beginning of the end. But if you'll see right here, this entire army is starting to get a little bit scared. They're a little, some of them are confident, some of them are like not confident, some of them are shaken. And yet he still just keeps on pushing, and I just keep attacking his general and just trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And finally he realizes and pushes in Mongol Legion, but at this point now I'm the one drawing out. But Africano, I believe he tries to follow my general with his servant. Yeah, I think he doesn't run away immediately, and so I'm able just to turn in and attack again. And so I'm being fast enough here that he's just not able to like catch me with those pikes. And I think it's right here that we see the enemy general is in combat. And he goes down, and the Nazgul has fallen, and I, knowing this, run. And now that Nazgul's dead, look at his entire army. 1 shatter, 2 shatters, 3 shatters, 4 shatters, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. His entire army is taken out by 1 general kill. My one Arnorian Heavy Knight was responsible for the shattering of like maybe 400 or 500 units, maybe even more.
It has to be said, it was an extremely impressive play, and at this point I was kind of like, oh no, because I have got my 33 Witch King unit who had been a part of the fight when the giant cav part came. With the Arnorian Knights and Reborderment. So the Witch King is coming up on its unit with its 33 men. And
but if you look,
all I've really got is 2 units of Mongol Legion and archers. It's all I've got left.
But if you pay close attention, you'll see here that we have 2 units of the Arnorian Knights. the two generals come together, I am going to quickly charge into archers, trying to get some kills, but then I notice that the Witch King is coming towards me.
Indeed.
And so I get my charge off, get hit by a lot of archer fire, but I do good damage. And then after that, all my sights are turned onto the Witch King. I do believe I pull out in a couple seconds, and I line up and get ready to charge. Yep, this is when I order them out. And now this is where we go ahead and we prepare to watch the charge up against the Witch King.
But if you actually look, I'm slightly ahead of in the actual fight, but the Witch King himself is on his sword, kind of like surrounded. He's like by himself surrounded by Arnorian Knight, but he fights and he fights bravely.
So I do believe this is where there's a graphical glitch that happens here, where one of my men die, and then they immediately come back and they die again. And it's really weird. I wonder if he'll do it this time. I did it last time I watched this replay, last time I filmed it. But yep. Oh, yep, it just did it. And the guy fell off his horse and immediately was rubber banded back on. But I think it's right now. And there goes the Witch King. And this is the final couple seconds. And one charge for my cav. And I believe that will lead to the shattering of every single unit in Zethra's army. Overall, fantastic battle.
Yeah, Morgul Legion braked the under archer fire as well. It was... If we end the replay and we look at the statistics, obviously we have very good kills on the elites from Eriador, as you would expect. For the evil factions, to be honest, Uruk Throng in my army with 270 kills, 180 kills. A lot of overall, there was just a mixture of units like pillagers and stuff that did very well.
Yeah, you had a very good, like 280, 270. Very good units. And then for me, if you look at my army, 1,034 kills on one unit of halberds. And then all my cav is getting pretty rounded kills.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Actually, no, you and Africano had the exact same army.
Yes.
That's funny. Anyways, but yeah, so after this battle, we had like a number set before. I think it was like 100,000 orcs, or 50,000 orcs, 25,000 men of Eriador. We kind of scrapped that at some point, but at this point, this was a huge loss for Eriador, and so this will count into the next battle, which will be the Battle of Amon Sul, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take your word for it. But yeah, this was a big start into this scenario series. Obviously, big losses for Eriador, and to be honest, not really big losses for orcs, because the orcs haven't lost that much in this battle.
I mean, yeah, they've only lost 10,000, so it's not like it's nothing that's gonna scar them and make them have issues.
Indeed. Like here we might have, you know, Eriador takes big losses, and orcs they're not gonna really take losses. They can just go back to the Mordor or wherever they're from, or Angmar or wherever they're from, and they can just grow some more orcs. It's not a big loss, but Eriador definitely took big losses, and it's definitely going to show.
Or as the Amazon series would show, they don't actually have to go back to create more orcs. They can just, you know, since there are other female orcs in the army, they can just breed mid-fight.
Questionable,
but I mean, that's what Amazon's doing, so effectively.
If Amazon's doing it, it has to be right.
Yep.
But thank you everyone for watching mine or Raven's perspective.
Yep.
I suppose Raven's I've got a part of my perspective.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like 20 minutes, like 10 minutes of your perspective, because you know I had to run down with my mother. It's her birthday, so you know what? It's fine for me. I'm planning to have this episode out tomorrow. What do you think?
Tonight, if not tonight.
I could get it out tonight probably if I really tried. I just need to splice your footage with mine, and that might take a little bit.
Yeah, we can do tomorrow. I'll wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, just send me your footage tonight. But
yeah.
No, wait, this is the end of the video because we're talking about footage stuff. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comments. If you have any recommendations for future scenarios, let me know. If you want to join in on these, because we're starting a new one, hopefully tomorrow as well, I will let you know if you join. Have a good day. Peace.
Bye, everybody.